On this week's episode, we make repairs to the underside of our deck. We mix epoxy to do so. We fiberglass in our bulkheads and put in our new floors. After a nice time with my mom when she came to visit, it was straight back to work. So we got Ricky a nice nifty tool out there so that I don't have to run around and look for his tools anymore, because he's going to put them in his tool belt.
It's going to be good. Oh, we got progress, baby. Finishing that boat today.
We're sorry for the dust that you're picking up on the screen. What we did is we had a bit of a soft spot, so we removed that soft spot. So the core material had gotten a bit damaged, and that's the core material, and got a bit damaged, so we removed it and sanded it. And there's a section there. So we're gonna build up with new material, and let me show you the new material. So what we're using for the new material is this product, and it's a honeycomb nida-core. So the biaxial material is this. So basically what it is, it's strands on one side and it's woven on the other side. And what we have over here is the nida-core material. So if I show you from the side, it's a honeycomb type material, and that's a 10 mil thickness. We've got a couple of thicknesses that we're going to use. So we'll build up a paste compound that we'll affix to the top of the panel, and then we'll use to secure that. And once we're done, then we'll put a layer of glass underneath that. That biaxial is a 410 gram biaxial, and then we'll spread that out with epoxy. That pretty much fill everything. Don't forget, we sanded everything down and acetone wiped it first, and then we'll start putting the stuff. So the stuff that we're using is that's the cotton flocks. So this is a structural component, and so that we don't have it running too much, we're going to use this, which is a fumed silica, and known by that company as Aerosol 200, and so that will prevent it from dripping, so we won't get any drip or run. It kind of keeps it in a clump. So let me show you the process. So we've cut the rough template out of what's going to go into there. Well, actually that's the perfect template, how the shape has been taken out, and we'll start putting our product on it now. Now we're mixing the cotton flocks in, which is a structural compound, and we'll use it so that we can create some spacing, and so that it holds together, so it won't be just like fluid. You'll see now what I mean. So we've got the consistency, that's what it looks like now, and it's still a bit runny, but because we're going to add fumed silica, which is going to allow it not to drip, and that'll be our bonding paste in a sense. That'll be our epoxy compound, and that's completely structural. This stuff dries so hard that you need to grind it off. So that's pretty much what we're left with now, and now we'll spread that and use that as our base. You see, it's pretty stiff. That's pretty much what what it looks like at the end. And now we're going to push it in and we'll squeeze it up, and then everything will pretty much spread out, and that'll be good to go. So there's a new section now in, and we've pushed it out, and as you can see, there's some of the epoxy already squeezing out there. We'll just push a bit more. Trust me, that stuff's way stronger than wood would ever be. So now we'll just start with the fiberglass. Once that's dry, we'll fiberglass it in, and we'll show you that process too. So yesterday we epoxied this panel in, and we put peel ply over the top, so we're going to remove the peel ply. That's the peel ply off, and pretty much most of the wax is attached to that. So that's immediately ready to paint up. we are building our waterproof shower. So first apply the epoxy on the wood. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put one layer of 5-ounce cloth right around everything, and we'll put peel ply on top of that, and then we'll remove that, and we've got a waterproof shower pretty much. Shower walls will be waterproofed. Here's our 5-ounce cloth, and I'm going to lay up
Since it was my first time working with epoxy and using a jigsaw, I was pretty happy with the work I did filling up these previous speaker holes. We also ran into some feeding fish while walking the docks.
So we're going to tackle some of the calamari. It's Saturday afternoon now. I think it's just past 5 or so. Just got home, and we had a shower, and now I'm going to make some calamari tonight. And so what you want to do is those fillets I showed you how to clean, and I've just got the whole calamari there. So you just want to take its normal knife, and then on the inside of it you just want to core it lightly. You can cross hatch it like that. By doing this you're tenderizing it at the same time. Now we'll dice them into calamari steak size portions. Butter. So I decided on this, I think it's chili garlic. I just thought maybe it'd give a bit of a zing. Just gonna go a little bit of paprika. I'm not gonna put too much because we've got some in there. We put a bit of steak spice, chicken spice.
Add your calamari into the flour and then onto the pan. Let it grill for a minute or two as calamari cooks quite fast, and enjoy.
So we've got this one in already, and that's been glassed in on both sides and epoxied in with a little space on either end where we ran a thin foam, just not to create a hard spot. We'll get the bed made out of composite that we'll put on top, and we'll glass that in, which will give us the rigidity in this area so that nothing folds in like that. And then on these sides here, add some more nida-core and wrap that in. We'll show you the process for that. It's pretty much at a later stage if we'd want to add an engine or whatnot. The cavity would be here, it would be ready, and the bunk would be already set up and whatnot. So we got these 20 by 20 mil Marante hardwood pieces, and we're just using them on the back of our floorboards. So this is our new floorboard cut to size for the floors in the front cabins, and so we're backing them up with some marine grade wood glue. So we're using that on the wood to wood contact surface areas for extra strength, and then once we've screwed it in, we're going to close the holes up with the epoxy. And we didn't have to because we are using bronze screws, but extra measure.
Ricky created a level floor, so once you step in, you're on the same level as the stairs. You'll step down into the lounging seating area. We'll also be adding an inspection hatch to check out the base of the compression post for the mast. We also created fillets for our joint trims using epoxy resin and microballoons. She still needs a good sanding, and this was purely cosmetic. We're going to go and get our first aid certificates And then we're gonna go get some screws to finish up the woodwork we have in the boat, like our floors. So we passed! And Ricky thought he was gonna fail, but I told him he's smart, he'll pass.
Gonna measure this so that we can put some support on the end. Boys, with your protection, ain't gonna work on your head. Meow, meow, meow. That's what my whole day sounds like. Use your Koki.
It's not a Koki.
It's a Sharpie.
A permanent marker.
Permanent marker. In South Africa we call these a Koki. In America it's a what?
A permanent marker.
Isn't it a Sharpie?
A Sharpie is a brand.
Use your Sharpie brand one.
So you say permanent marker.
And you just mark your line ups. You don't need to be perfect with this because it's going to be on the bottom side. So what I did here is we just put the drill bit quite deep into the chuck so that you won't go through and hit the fiberglass on the other side, and then we just use the base plank at the bottom. So the gearbox on its way out. It's sounding bad. Vês? Agora levas o broquinho, pões aqui para dentro e agora já tens a cola nova. Começas por aplicar a cola na madeira, colocas no sítio e agora apertas. So these puppies are ends, and we're going to have them secured onto our upright planks, and then she'll rest on top. 1, 2 screws, and then we epoxy right around. Then I'm going to mark here, we mark there, and we mark on this side, and then what that will tell me is once the board is in place, and I've got these markings here, I'll know exactly where these are running, where the strings are running, and then I can just screw directly into them. And that's it. Boom, bam, new floors in for the middle. It's good.
Yay! First floor in.
First floor in.
Looking out on the beautiful ocean motivates us even more to finish up this boat so we can get sailing already. Cutting out our fiberglass so we can fiberglass in our floors. Happy days!
So that's pretty much what our new floors look like now. That's all been epoxied in along there and at the bottom. So what we've done, the bottom we've epoxied, and then we've got a layer of glass, and then we've got another fillet of epoxy, and then we've got peel ply, which is the top here. And that's what we'll do is we'll just pull that off tomorrow, and then that'll be perfectly ready to start building new and painting and so forth.
So we got our measurements here for our epoxy resin to hardener. I put important for Ricky because he gave me the wrong measurements and then shouted at me when it didn't harden, but then he gave me the wrong measurements, so we wrote it down. How are you feeling, Annie?
Feeling good.
Do you see it coming along?
Our floors are almost in. Hopefully by this afternoon we'll have the rest in.
New floor.
So it's just rough, and we'll sand off all the edges and everything, and then we'll cover it with our final flooring that we're going to put. We're going to put plastic flooring, and we just thought plastic just because it's less maintenance, it kind of once off, water doesn't affect it or anything like that. And we feel in the long run it'll be a much better option to just go with the plastic flooring. So yeah, we got that in, got these ones in, got the 2 front cabin floors in.
Check out floors.
So yeah, it's been a busy week. It's only halfway through the week, so we still got time to finish up the rest. It's going good. It's going good. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll have everything in, and then we start building the cabinets.
So I got to show you guys something I'm super chuffed about. Ricky laughs at it, but I think it's pretty cool because I used everything we've used on the boat to make it. So it's my little sailing boat. It's cute. I think it's pretty nifty.
So hey guys, we've had an awesome week this week. The problems are kind of, so far, touch wood, they've been kind of solved. We've got new floors in everywhere. We've started building the framing for the cabinetry and the saloon and the galley. I want to show you guys something. It's taken me 15 years to rediscover Kiddies cereal.
And he's absolutely obsessed with it. He eats it for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
This stuff is amazing. I don't know if you guys remember this as a kid being so good, but I mean, it's really good. No wonder kids love it. So yeah, everything's coming together real nicely, and thank you so much for all the likes.
Yes, all the likes and support, and we appreciate you guys watching. It's been great hearing the comments and feedback from you guys.
Stick with us, and we got so much more to show you guys, and we're super determined. Put it like this, most people have a second option. There is no second option for us. We've sold our cars, we've sold everything. This is the boat, we got to make it happen, and we are going to make it happen. Some big thank yous this week to our new patrons.
We'd like to say big thank you to our patrons Claudio Maya, John Davenport, Dan Schultz, David Hoffman, and Adam Licht. We appreciate it so much.
You guys are absolute legends. Thanks guys.
And we look forward to giving you some awesome content and some cool patrons footage that is coming very soon. I just need to edit it. If you would like to know more about how to become a patron, follow the link down in the description below, and it will give you a step-to-step on how to become a patron. Catch you on the flip side, ninjas.
Stay tuned to next week's episode. It's going to be cool.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, adieu, adieu to you and you and you. Give me a bye.
I'll give you a bite, but I couldn't give you a ball because it's the last ball. Chocolate milk, ma!
Get that man some milk! Stay tuned till next week as we start building our dining area.